All right, as promised, we're going to talk about nutrition. If you guys don't know yet or by now that I'm a little bit crazy or a little bit anal with stuff, right? So like I kind of get into the details and stuff, and hopefully I don't over talk, which I probably do, which I'm doing right now. Anyhow, so as soon as I said that, I went upstairs and I started going into PowerPoint, and I was like, all right, these are the important points, and I'm going to put it up so people can see it and they can calculate it themselves. However, obviously, since I'm looking at the camera, the thing looks reversed over here. So we're gonna just I'll talk about what's up there and I'll write it down. And if you have any questions, if anyone ever watches this stuff, if it does make sense to them and they want to get better depth into it, hit me up and I'll give you the exact description. So at the end of the day, like I said before, we're working out, we're day 4 into our workout, yet, starting to look at my cheeks and looking, a little fluffy. I feel good. My muscles are all hurting for 4 days of working out. After 2 months, we're getting back into it. But the most important part of this all is your diet, right? So you have to eat the right foods in order to lose or gain weight or whatever your physical goals are, right? Not even just your physical goals. Anyhow, let me go into the detail of this stuff and then you figure out what works for you. For me, obviously, I lift weights, so my body goals are obviously different than some people that just want to lose weight. They want to be healthier, but at the end of the day, all those goals are in the living better spectrum. We just have different final destination goals. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like I want to be healthy. I'm 43 years old, but I also want to look fit, right? There's some people that are healthy. I want to be thin. Healthy. I want to eat right. Healthy. I don't want to have diabetes, etc., etc. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to calories, right? And what's a calorie? Calorie is just the definition of food, right? Like what is our fuel and our calories, right? Everything's made out of calories. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to an individual, right? Everyone has different caloric needs. For me, it's different than yours and Priscilla's and everybody else's, right? So what you got to figure out is your BMR, so which is your basal metabolic rate. I can give you the calculation of what that is. It's obviously on the screen here. I wanted to show you what it was. So it's the minimum basal metabolic rate is the minimum amount of calories required to function. So if you're sitting your ass all day in the couch, right? Just today you get up and you do absolutely nothing but get up to go pee, go back on the couch, and get up to pee again, take a nap, get up to pee, eat something. You still are burning calories, right? Everyone burns calories. Even right now I'm talking, I'm burning calories. I need it. It's my fuel, right? We're like cars, right? And you have a fuel tank, and even if you're sitting idle, you're still burning fuel, right? Makes sense, right? So it's the same thing with our bodies. We just think of our bodies as a very high-end, very expensive, very complicated car. That's what it is. So calories and your BMR are very important, right? So now, your BMR calculation is up there. It's probably reverse. You probably can't even see it. So pretty much your BMR is 66 plus 6.23 times your weight in pounds plus 12.7 times your height in inches minus 6.8 times your age in years, obviously. So for me, that would be, 1,200 plus 889 minus 294.4 plus 66, which equals 1,900 calories. So if I wasn't standing here, if I was laying in my bed right now and I did absolutely nothing, I would be burning 1,900 calories, right? That's why you still get hungry. When you're laying down there and not doing anything, you get hungry because your body's looking for calories to burn. And it's already used up everything that's in its stomach, so it's like, all right, I need more food, and it's looking for it, and you feed it some calories and keep yourself full and going, right? Like a tank, like a car tank, like I said. You wake up in the morning, you're empty, you fill it all up, you use it. Now, how does that make sense, right? So what's a pound, right? So then we go into pounds and stuff like that, right? So that's what leads us into gaining weight and losing weight. So if my metabolic rate is 1,900, if I'm sitting down doing absolutely nothing and I burn 1,900 calories, right? That means that if I sit all day and don't eat any more than 1,900 calories, I should remain at 200 pounds, right? Which is what I am right now. but I need to eat 200 calories. I mean, 1900 calories. Now, same concept. I'm gonna lay in bed all day and I wanna lose a pound a week, right? So what is a pound, right? A pound of weight either way is 3,500 calories in 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 calories, right? And that's subtracting your metabolic rate. So I don't know what that math is. So every time you eat in excess of 3,500 calories, you're gonna gain a pound. In excess on top of your 1,900 or whatever your number will end up being. Same concept. Anytime you subtract or eat a deficit of 3,500 calories, then you're gonna lose a pound, right? It's just math. So the way I like to break it down is if, for instance, for me, 1,900 calories is what I burn on a daily basis, and I want to gain a pound, right? So that means that I have to eat in excess of 3,500 calories. But eating 3,500 calories in one shot is not feasible, right? Who the hell's going to do that every day? 1,900 plus 3,500? Shit, no one can do that. So if I want to gain weight and gain it well, we'll go into more detail on that too, and I'll probably do that on a second video because I don't want to we'll do the macros on a different video. So if I want to gain a pound, right? The best way to do it obviously is gradually, right? So you take those 3,500 calories, there's 7 days in a week. So what's that? 3,500 divided by 7 is 500, right? So you're pretty much increasing your caloric intake by 500 calories, right? So let's say, for instance, if I'm still in the same situation, I'm sitting home and I'm not moving a damn muscle, but I want to get a pound anyways. I'm sitting on the couch, I want to be a little bigger, right? So then I eat 1,900 plus 500 every day, right? Boom, 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 boom. By the end of day 7, I should be a pound heavier, right? If I want to lose a pound while sitting in my bed, then I should be eating 1,900 minus 500 calories every day. Done, 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 done. By day 7, I've lost a pound. Basic math, gaining, losing weight. Now, obviously, it's more complicated than that when it comes to building muscle and what kind of calories you take in, right? So obviously, 1,900 calories in sugar are not the same as 1,900 calories in vegetables and meats and things that are good for you, right? So that's where it kind of starts deviating into little branches and things like that. But the math is the same, right? So if you understand the basic concept that if you want to gain or lose weight, you eat an excess of 3,500 calories or a deficit of 3,500 calories, that's your numbers, right? Plus you add in your basal metabolic rate into it, and then you add your level of activity into it. And that's when it starts getting more complicated and more honed in. But when it's honed in to you, right? So you got to start with the basics. So you start with just understanding what it takes to gain a pound, what it takes to lose a pound, and understanding what your number for you to gain a pound and lose a pound. Because for 1,900 for me, it will be different than it is for you. You know, I guarantee you that number 19, whatever the hell I had up there, is not going to be the same for you because we're all different. We all different heights, different weights, different age, right? Plus that's kind of how it's calculated. Anyhow, so that's it in a nutshell for gaining and losing weight. Now, I'm going to keep this at this length so that way you can kind of consume this, and then we go into I'll do a second part that goes into macronutrients and how this affects the gaining and losing of that weight, right? So I'm going to give you a brief intro. So obviously macronutrients are what makes a calorie, right? What makes up a calorie, or maybe I will go into detail. Depends. It's 9 minutes in. We'll leave it. Okay. So I'll talk a little bit about it now, and then we'll talk about it more in detail in the next video. So what makes a calorie is the micronutrients, right? Typically it's fats, carbs, and proteins. The fats, carbs, proteins, right? Now, how much of those you intake or what portions of those you take in make up your composition, right? So like I said, next, I'm already starting to think, all right, I'm going to go into detail onto this stuff, and it's probably going to take too long. So I'm going to leave this video here, and then we'll talk about the macronutrients in the next one. So we'll say, what is a macronutrient? What it is in terms of calories, right? We'll even give you an example. I'll even show you how to read a nutritional label. Once you hear these two things together, it all really makes sense, right? And then once you have it all together, you go, okay, you understand what those macronutrients are, you understand how to read a label, then you go into, okay, what my goals are. What are your goals, right? Like, you want to lose weight, you want to do this, you want to do that, then it's so much easier to figure out your goal, right? It drives me nuts when you see someone eating a salad, right, because they want to lose weight, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a salad. It drives me nuts in a sense. I just feel that if people understood, I mean, it's taken me 10 minutes, and in another 10 minutes, I can explain the whole thing. In 20 minutes, right? You can explain, and you go, okay, that salad, right now I'm going to go eat a salad. But if you're not doing other things right, or if it doesn't go with the other stuff that you're eating, then that salad's absolutely doing nothing for you. A salad is very healthy. Yes, you're right. But if it doesn't go with the macronutrients that you're eating, it's just gonna kind of sit there and just add on and bring disappointment, because you're thinking that you're doing all the right things, and you are doing right things. But if you don't understand how they come together, then it's just not going to give you the results that you're looking for. And then once you don't get the results you're looking for, guess what? Then you just get disappointed. You say, you know what, screw this shit. It's a lot more difficult than what I want. But you were so close. You were there. You were almost trying to get to your goal. And just because there was some little link that wasn't understood, just, it just defeated everything. So, wow, I've gotten long-winded here. So, okay, I'm going to talk about macronutrients in the next one. And I'm going to put this on the IGTV, and I'm going to keep it there, and I'm going to call it Nutrition 1 and Nutrition whatever. So, all right. Anyhow, sorry about the crazy stuff. Let me see what else did I talk about here. Okay, macronutrients. Yeah, fats, protein, carbs. Okay, anyways. I'll make another video and see if I can figure out this whole thing about the reverse camera thing. If I can invert that, that'd be awesome. All right.